One camera ready?
Yes.
Got that one there. Okay, this one, we'll get this one up and ready. What we'll do, we'll talk about some of the different artists that I'm going to play. And we'll talk about you. We'll keep jumping back and forth, back and forth. And I'm sure you know some of these artists, so we can talk about them. We'll keep talking about. I'll jump back into what you're doing, what the jazz, what it's looking like out there in the jazz world and stuff.
Okay.
Which is we'll improv this mofo. Okay, we're going live with this one.
Okay, I'm sending you the other one.
Okay. Okay, here's your headsets. Welcome to the Smoothie Jazz Show here on KUHSdenver.com. In the house with us today, we have, of course, Greg Goodloe.
Yeah.
And he's ready to go with us.
How y'all doing?
So we're going to have some fun right now. If you're listening in, we've got Greg Goodloe in the house, and we're ready to have a party here. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And so, Greg, tell us about what your plans are, what you're going to do in the future, and let us know what's going on. Of course, we got you in the background behind us, so you can see what's happening. You've got a lot of good stuff. They've compared you to George Benson, and that's true. Isn't that? A lot of people tell me he sounds like George Benson. Tell us about what you think. You've met George Benson, is that correct?
Yeah, I got to hang out with George about 3 times on 3 separate occasions.
Wow.
Probably gonna make it 4. I'm trying to keep up with George, man. See what he's up to.
That's really cool. And we've got a lot of good tunes ready to go here, and a couple of them are yours. I'm gonna see if I can't get one going. We'll put up a couple others, and I'm sure you've heard of Steve Dunn, Larry Dunn's brother.
Oh yeah.
You've heard of
Got to play with Steve Dunn before.
yeah, and the other one that we have that I want to put up here, Daniel Chia. We'll throw up Daniel Chia, and of course he also does some things with Darren Ron. Talk about Daniel Chia. He's from all the way from the Philippines. Is that what I understand?
Yeah.
Do you know anything? Have you ever?
Haven't met him, but I've heard of him.
And what about Gerald Albright?
Yeah, I met Gerald a couple times. Not sure if he remembered me because he's on the top of the food chain right now.
Top of the food chain.
Yeah.
That's the way they put it.
Jazz. Gerald is doing pretty good on the charts right now.
That's the way they say it too. You're top of the food chain when you're doing good. Then there's Dot Zero. Of course, Dot Zero, they've got their 15th CD out already. It's really
fantastic CD, man. Dot Zero is like a homebody group. They're like a fixture of Colorado. They would be compared to, a landmark, smooth jazz group because they paved the way for so many of us.
And what's neat, Greg, is what I like to say about Dot Zero. They've had their ups and downs, and recently they just regrouped a little bit. They got them a new bass player that's just taken them to a different level now. It's just like they just got all amped up now, and they're doing a lot of good things. And tell us about your new album. I'm gonna patch it over to you, and then that way I'm gonna go get your album. I left it in the other room, but go ahead and talk about it. You're gonna be patched into the other side.
You want me to talk about the new CD?
Mm-hmm.
The new CD is called Getting It. The song Getting It was written and produced by Mr. Darren Ron. I call him, man, the #1 super producer because he's created a lot of hits. He's a hit maker. He produced 2 tracks on that CD. He produced Getting It and All the Way. Those are all singles, also radio singles. The song Getting It is doing pretty good on the Billboard charts. It debuted this week as number 33 in smooth jazz, new active, and it's doing pretty good on the Smooth Jazz Network. In the top 50 is number 41 with Alan Kemper. Uh, is on the American music charts. It debuted. No, it didn't debut. This week is number 17. So I kind of been watching it, and it's doing pretty good. And I can't believe that it's being played in Alabama in three stations. It's been Huntsville, Montgomery, and Birmingham is really blowing it up.
Well, you say you can't believe that, but I certainly can believe it all the way because as we play it here, you get a lot of a good play here, and we broadcast all over the world. And some people look at other people's playlists, and I go look at Seabreeze down in Miami. I go to San Diego, and I listen to their stuff, and I actually bring their stuff in here. So everybody's looking around, and Denver is on fire right now. Just for in case you don't know. Yeah, and it's finally time that we're going to do our thing.
Yeah, we worked hard to get to this point where people will recognize us and respect us for our arts and our talents, man. So,
And it's finally about time. Okay, we're going to play one of the cuts, the one that's hitting it pretty good on all the Billboard charts, and including here. It's hitting. I play it all the time. It's really good, and a lot of the other stations are playing it too, all along the nation and
yeah.
around the world. So this is "Getting It" by Greg Goodloe. Greg Goodloe in the house with us. It's really nice to have Greg here, co-hosting the Smoothie Jazz Show. This is the lunchtime edition. We had another artist, the sax player, doing it with us last week on the Pool Show, which is 4 to 6 p.m. And that came out really nice too. So
is that like the dinner hour?
Yes, it's the 4 to 6 show, and yeah, it came out really, really nice. And we like Tony Exum, and he came in here and he stood with me for a couple of hours. This one right here is the Smoothie Jazz Show lunchtime edition, 1 hour. People are on lunchtime having their lunch and stuff. They crank us up, listen to some good jazz.
This is the place to be right now.
That's right.
After you eat some nice lunch, a sack lunch, you're at work, come and listen to this nice music.
And what's nice about doing all this kind of thing here, the way we're doing, KUHS is on the forefront of all the latest technologies. We use dual cameras here. The one camera goes internationally, which goes to a widget on our website. And you can watch on our website if you want to watch one camera angle. This one goes to all the Facebook social media outlets. And that one goes through the internet also on Facebook. But Facebook is not allowed in a lot of countries, so that's why we use dual cameras. So websites are, and they can watch the tuner widget, so they can see Greg Goodloe, listen to his music in the background, and we have a good time having Greg Goodloe is sparking up Denver like you've never seen him. Like I said earlier, they compare him to George Benson.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool? And you've got that tune. I mean, listen to that.
It's like, that makes me want to go home and practice.
Yeah, it's like, Greg, you've been doing this a long time. How long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been playing music since I was about 8 years old, as far as I can remember. I started off on drums, playing in the Denver public schools. Then I started guitar in junior high school and in high school. Then ended up with a music scholarship to a junior college in Dallas, Texas. And been playing off and on, there. And then I decided to get serious with my music just a few years ago. To kind of do it like I mean it.
That's right.
That phrase, instead of just doing it, just do it like I mean it. So this last couple of years, I've been really just doing it like I mean doing it.
You're doing some business here.
Yeah.
And it's funny. It's been a long time, but I mean, you're being noticed all over the place, just like all the other groups that are coming in here and doing their thing. A lot of people are like noticing Tony Exum. He's going traveling around playing, and people are knowing that Denver's a hotspot for the jazz. Good jazz.
Denver's on fire right now.
Yes.
We're having our music played over in the United Kingdom, Japan. It's being played, like Henry said, all over the United States
and the world.
The world, and we're just delighted that we can help put Denver on the map because, after Earth, Wind, and Fire,
It's like, yeah.
It's like, okay, we got all of Denver's best, but Earth, Wind, Fire kind of opened the door and sparked us as young musicians to
Wanted to
try
follow
to,
in their
yeah,
footsteps.
try to achieve the landmarks that they did.
Now, what they're two of them, Philip Bailey and Larry Dunn, are coming to Denver on the 28th of this month at the Paramount Theater. They're going to be honored and inducted into the Colorado Hall of Fame, the Music Hall of Fame. We're going to try to get down there and actually stream that live if we can. We're working on that. KUHS has been able to do a lot of good things, especially with the equipment we have now. We've just been investing into some exotic equipment to bring you all of that live feed. So let's continue on with this interview, and that's Greg Goodloe getting it off at, that's the one hit that one's going to be a hit. It's a bullet right now.
Yeah.
So Greg, tell us about that. How did you, to compile this song, what were you doing that made you?
Yeah, there were several factors going on. We had just finished, Darren and I had just finished doing All the Way. And I was getting with Darren, and, because Darren kind of is shaping my personality when he writes music. He kind of gets into what I'm doing. So I wanted to do something that was a little more upbeat, that was cutting edge. And the first song that we came up with was too cutting edge.
Is it
too cutting?
But Darren Ron is also a hit machine himself.
He is, man.
He just knows how to get that hook in there and get that tasteful changes that go on in a song, and it makes you just want to get right with it. That's the key to writing some good music. And this one right here that you have, Getting It, even the name of the song, Getting It, fits right in there.
Yeah, the name of the song, it has a story in itself, because I was kind of like looking for some help, having, different musicians that were from here to, kind of look out for me. And, sometimes that just doesn't happen.
You try, you have your ideas.
Yeah, I have my ideas, and you think because you guys grew up together that you could kind of, hey, man,
this will work, huh?
Hook me up with such and so that you're hanging out with. And that didn't happen, so the guy kind of told me to get it myself.
And this is it.
Yeah, this is my dedication back to him.
And it fits, it's like Greg Goodloe in the house here at KUHSdenver.com. For in case you just joined us, Greg Goodloe is this first, second, third, fourth, fifth CD?
This is actually my second CD that's out. I've made 3 CDs total.
Wow. And, sometimes you'll have one that comes out, it flies for a bit, but then kind of diminishes. But, what's nice about KUHS, it's an independent station that will offer Denver out to the world. And we've been just plugging hard. You would not believe how hard we plug everybody here in Denver. And what's nice about KUHS Denver, we don't segregate against anybody. It's all genre here. If you have country, you have R&B, you have jazz, you have hip hop, we don't care. We're going to play it for you. If you're from Denver, we're going to push it out there. Even if you're not, we play all the hits and all the good music that people like to hear on all the variety shows. But right now, we've got Greg Goodloe on the Smoothie Jazz Show, Lunchtime Edition. I've got Daniel Chia, and he's got, the name of the song is called Just Because, featuring Darren Ron.
Hey.
So we're going to play this because you were talking about Darren Ron.
Big D in the house.
Yeah, so this is the mix that he gets. Like, he got it with Greg Goodloe, and this is one he did with Daniel Chia. So we're going to roll this one right now, and you tell me what you think of this one. Now, this is Daniel Chia out of the Philippines, saxophonist, and he collaborated with Darren Ron here on this song, just like you collaborated on yours.
Yeah, it sounds great, man. This totally Darren style, man. I can hear the acoustic guitar. It's just unique, how Darren can kind of put stuff together. He can get right in there
and get you that hook, that sound that makes that good feel. That's what's going on and stuff.
Kind of shaping the artist. I can hear that he's bringing the artist to the top of his level, because that's what he does when you're in the studio with him. I'm in the studio with him, and he's just, Greg, come on, man. You know?
It makes you feel good. When you're jamming with somebody like that, it makes you feel really, really good because you know you're gonna get somewhere, and that's what's nice about it.
Yeah, one of the things that when I first came to Darren, he said, "Man, you're the only guy that hasn't been nervous around me in the studio." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not." So I'm like, after meeting George Benson, I ain't too nervous of anybody.
Did you get nervous meeting George Benson?
Nah, I
you have a
actually
picture
did.
of him, and I kind of use that.
I felt really good when I first met him. He's like, "Who is this guy?" He's like, "Cause I wasn't scared." And,
He was just like walked up, hey,
I was like, "Hey, it's the guy that I always wanted to play like all my life." So it was cool, man.
Where'd you get to meet him, man? Now I've got some songs up here of yours. They're from the other album. Would you like to play any of these ones right here?
Oh, you got a song here. Yeah, Fire Blue might be. That's one of my favorites.
Now we're going to play some more Greg Goodloe. We're going to mix and match, and we're going to throw up some of the other Denver artists. Now, it's just like Greg was saying, I'm going to throw up some Gerald Albright up there, and he says he's the top of the food chain.
Yeah.
I like the way you say that. It's true. Some of the musicians just hit it hard. Greg, just being in this kind of media, I see this song. It's going to hit. It's catching hold, and when it does, it's going to be with a bullet.
Yeah.
And if you catch a number one, you're going to watch that ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Yeah. And that's all you need to continue on. A little bit of money to help push you into better studios, to help you get better artists, to help surround you with what you need.
And that's why we appreciate you for having us, because it gives us an outlet to the public and let people know that we're doing the music and we're trying to put it out there. And we get more fans from coming on your station and coming and talking.
And we push it hard. Yeah, yes, and that's what it's about. That's why this independent media outlet was created. And we didn't think it'd take off either, but actually this place is 14 years old.
Okay.
And we put it back up 3 years ago with the latest and greatest technologies, which just boosted this puppy. And this is where we all got to be, especially with your music. We love doing the smoothie jazz shows. We only had one. It was the 4 to 6 one. Then everybody kept saying, keep playing some jazz, and so we put the smoothie jazz show lunchtime edition. And now they're saying, why don't you extend it? So
that's cool.
Well, we have to keep that in check, because you got to be able to feed out to everybody.
Yeah, because everybody doesn't do smooth jazz.
That's right. I call it the smoothie jazz. It's not
smoothie jazz.
It's smoothie
jazz. So is that like a drink?
Yeah.
You can make a drink out of it.
That's true.
You might want to market that. Yeah, because everybody doesn't play smooth jazz.
What'd you think of that? Daniel Chia featuring Darren Ron on there. Greg, what'd you think of that tune?
Man, it's on fire, man. I like it. It's kind of smooth, laid back, and it's got a nice little walking groove to it.
Yeah, didn't it? It's like you just sit back, you're sipping wine or drinks at a club, you're watching this go on. And have you ever got to play with Gerald Albright, like at Live at Jack's or anything like that?
The first time I met Gerald, it was, I think we were doing the Copper Mountain Jazz Festival up in Copper Mountain. I was playing in the outer foyer.
Okay.
And they were doing the main stage. So what I would do is I would entertain people before they come in.
Oh, I see. Still, I mean, you're still right there. It doesn't matter where you're.
I don't complain. I don't complain. If I don't get the main stage, I'm still cool. And some people might be upset behind that, other artists, but I'm not, because any opportunity to show my talent or to meet other artists, and to me, it's just. If I'm in the foyer and then I can see the stage, that means I'm right there. I'm not that far away. Just keep on plugging, Greg.
And that's true. It's like when you can do certain things and still be around the big artist, you're still being noticed, because they're coming through there and they all stop. You go, wow, listen to this young man play.
Yeah, that's how I met Huge Groove. I was doing one in the. What was it? The casinos ones that he came
up in the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Doing this outer foyer again. But it's cool.
Before you know it, you'll be on the main stage, and they'll be doing the outer foyer. But it doesn't matter, actually. To me, that's still cool.
It doesn't, because the people came up, and they enjoy the music, hearing the music before they get out there. And then the main guys, they'd be like, well, "Who's that out there?"
That's what I'm saying. Why is he out there? Now, some of the other I've seen you've backed up a lot of different things, and one of them is the Black Arts Festival. I see
Yeah.
you put that on, and man, you bring some quality people, and then you play with them.
Yeah, I got a chance to play with various artists, various blues artists who are here out of Denver. My thing for the Black Arts Festival when I was running the stages, I'm not running them now, but my thing was to bring all the hidden talent that Colorado has.
And see, you and I, this is how we think. You know, this is why we all get on this media that we have here, and we're able to talk this kind of language because we all see it the same way. We're all, just like we say, the hidden talent, the talent that's here that don't have exposure.
It's so many.
Mhm.
I mean, it's so many people out there. And as a musician, I've been playing out in the Chitlin circuit. Yeah. I'm waiting to get in the caviar circuit, you know. But I've been playing the Chitlin circuit, so I get to meet everybody who's out there. I'm pretty sure I haven't met everybody, but all the people that I know, I'm able to connect with, and later on see if we can do something together. So the Black Arts Festival, we got a chance to. They gave me a little bit of leeway, so I was able to get Howard Hewitt to come in.
Yeah, I see.
Kind of like revitalized him, man, because I've been seeing him playing a lot of places.
And you got to play with him, didn't you?
Got to play with Howard, man. And Howard was over my house.
Isn't that
Checking
nice?
out. My mom got a picture with him. And she's like, "Oh, Howard Hewitt's coming." I'm like, "Mom, how you know about Howard Hewitt?"
She's watching you.
Yeah, she was digging Howard, and we also had we got to play with Pick with the Surface group.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
And that-
Pick Conley.
Yeah.
David Pick Conley, and we have a lot of his music that we play off his album. We're going to listen to some Gerald Albright off one of his albums, Funkism, and you tell us what you think of this as we take a break into just the Facebook Live and the Universal. Of course, he's a monster.
Top of the food chain, I'm telling you. You hear his chops.
Right there.
His chops are, I mean, they're amazing. He reminds me of a modern day Charlie Parker.
Yes, yeah, and that's true. Yeah, because the name of the song is Funkism. Now listen to him chop that sax.
Yeah, he's killing it. But as a sax player, you can hear the licks that he's playing, and you can tell that he knows how to play bebop music.
Exactly.
The
What
old
kind of axe is that?
That's a 175, man. That's a
Is that your
Gibson.
baby?
That's the one that never comes out. I just take pictures.
I was wondering about that. See, I knew that. I said, how come I never seen him play that? You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
got
wait a minute.
blessed with that guitar, man.
And so he keeps that, and that's his girlfriend that he plays at home. You know,
Yeah, it was custom made.
who made it?
Gibson.
Gibson
Gibson made
made it.
one of a kind of that guitar. I have it. So,
Wow.
and I'm loving it.
No,
Sounds
no,
great.
get near that. See, and I seen that, and I thought, I got to show that. And I wanted to ask you because I said, I look at you playing on a lot of your videos because when we were putting together this show, I want to look over Greg's stuff and questions to ask, and I said, I never see this guitar. Was that somebody loaned that to you or something? Because you could tell just by looking at that.
That's my baby. I remember when I got it, I slept with it in the bed.
He made love to that guitar.
I know.
See it?
And it's not Lucille either.
What'd you name it?
I call it Mr. Gibson.
Mr. Gibson.
So, but I don't lay with guys. So it's just called Mr. Gibson. I don't want to call it anything else.
Oh, that's funny.
It's
Greg.
made by Gibson, and 175, man. It's a shorter stock. It's not as big as West Montgomery's.
Man, that is a nice.
It's got some beef to it.
Yes, it is.
I actually brought it out at the Soiled Dove this
Did you really?
when I played with Ron McMillan for the Gospel Jazz Explosion.
Ooh, I bet you that was.
Yeah, that was back in September.
Was everybody admiring that?
Man, we packed the house too.
Of course. I mean, listen to you, Greg. I mean, I'm going to play a song by Greg called Violet Blue following this Gerald Albright. And you tell me what you think of Greg Goodloe's Violet Blue. This is off the first album.
That's the first. That's when I was kind of like Still trying to see myself, but it was every instrument on there. I'm playing it, trying to learn how to be a producer,
Trying to get it going,
arrange music, and being able to be a songwriter is key right now in the world.
but you told me Violet Blue is one of your favorites.
Yeah.
And what made you name it Violet Blue?
I had it was a crossover between the song My Funny Valentine. I was thinking of My Funny Valentine when I was writing, so you could kind of hear My Funny Valentine in there. And then the color violet and the color blue is two of my favorite colors.
Wow. We're going to switch back over to the radio portion. Of course, we've got Gerald Albright playing Funkism, but we're going to talk to Greg a little bit more about this song, Violet Blue, and then we're going to let it play. And don't forget, his whole album is available for purchase. And where do we get it at?
You can purchase this on CD Baby, iTunes, Amazon.com, Amazon Prime. Wow. And from me.
Yeah, that's right. Here on KUHSdenver.com, the Smoothie Jazz Show Lunchtime Edition with Gregory Goodloe. We're only halfway through, so you're going to get to miss. If you just barely started, you missed half of it, but don't worry. You can watch the live feed, which is on Facebook Live later on because it'll be recorded. And you could also go to our website, KUHSdenver.com. It'll be recorded there. We use both cameras. One is an international camera for those countries who do not allow Facebook. So we know how to get in there.
That's good.
Greg, tell us about Violet Blue. We were talking about it earlier. Violet Blue is a great song.
Violet Blue is kind of a mood-changing song. I was going through a lot, of changes in my life. I had just got divorced, and a few other things were happening in my life, and the spirit of me came out in that song.
And I'm going to play Violet Blue right now. If you guys are tuned in and you want to crank this one up, this one comes out really nice. We were playing Violet Blue, but every time somebody brings out new albums, we put these two at the back burner and put in the new stuff and start pushing all the new stuff because you never know if you got a hit inside your new stuff, which is, we always like to look for that.
Yeah, even on the new album, I have a Michael Jackson song on there. I have Gap Band.
Gap Band, wow. So here you're listening to Greg Goodloe, Violet Blue, and go ahead and take a listen, crank her up, and we're going to go right back to our live feed again.
Yeah, I was looking at the airplay on the Getting It. It's doing pretty good. It's Springfield, Missouri, Richmond, Cleveland, Nashville, Birmingham, Montgomery, Albuquerque, Las Vegas, Smooth Jazz Network. Also on Sirius XM Radio on Watercolors. I forgot to mention that.
And that's really nice. And go over those again. Albuquerque is big on KUHS. I think all of Albuquerque. We go down there a lot. Big props to Paul Chavez. He went down there for the big, it's the big balloon festival, and it draws close to 1 million people there. He was right down the center of that, as KUHSdenver.com. Next time, there was a drone from Channel 9, I think, went down there from here in Denver. They took the drone up, but it was too late. We already had all the news out there. KUHS has been doing some wild things. We even had Happenstance, one of our show VDJs was down at the shooting down at Walmart. She captured a live feed for us only 10 minutes after it happened. So it was like we were there. It's like things have been happening for KUHS that I just can't dream of. Also, big props to Charlie. It's 8 p.m. in Rome. He's at the Vatican. Charlie, if you're watching or listening, props to you. You met the Pope. I seen you meet the Pope and shake his hand.
Wow.
I just can't believe you're part of KUHS and you're in the Vatican. If you catch this, cool. I'm so proud of you. We put pictures all over on our Facebook pages, and it's just incredible.
No, Pope just got a new car.
Yeah, did you see that? He signed it. Yeah,
that's
that's where they're at. They're down. Cool. That's where they're at. And all the people there, I almost thought I seen Charlie, but they make him stand back. He's going to try to do a live feed for us from the Vatican, and so check out our Facebook page, KUHSdenver.com, KUHSdenver, not .com, and also mine personally as the producer. Also, there's Rhonda Shea. She's up in the mountains skiing. She's broadcasting from up there, talking about her show for Saturday. So it's like, my God, are we pushing the envelope? Also, Steve Watts is going on tours, going down to Texas. So he'll be broadcasting down, I think he said Texas, and he'll be broadcasting from down there. So everybody's everywhere. It's just incredible. It's like, and you know, with these tools that we have, you know, everybody's got these high-end, you know, phones that, well, they're not phones, they're high-end computers with phone capabilities, what they are. And so we got all kinds of people going all over the place. Violet Blue in the background, isn't that some smooth jazz, soft component jazz, in the pocket jazz? Great Goodloe.
Loving every minute of it. Your studio, man, has kind of changed since
It changed
the first
considerably.
time I came
Yeah,
here.
it's completely
You like
different.
upgraded everything.
Upgraded everything. We are. We're going to upgrade a couple more times.
Okay.
There's 2 more upgrades coming into the studio. There's going to be a big screen behind us instead of the smaller one.
Okay.
We're going to a 60-inch on 2 sides, and then 2 60 inches on the other side. Then we're going to go with another Mevo camera. The Mevo camera is an expensive camera that has 9 shots in it. So you can zoom in. I can zoom in on you right here,
Wow.
and it'll get you real nice and close. I could zoom in on KUHS up there,
Okay.
and I can come back down to all of us, the whole room.
Wow, that's amazing.
And then it has right here, if you can see where we have facial recognition. So if you move and I'm on you, it'll move with you.
Moving like Muhammad Ali. That's nice. You guys have come up.
So that's what we do right here with this Mevo camera, 9 camera shot in one component. So there's 9 cameras inside that single one. And then the here's how the grid looks.
Okay.
So that way you can get right into the grid and see where we're at.
Hey, this is high tech stuff.
And then the only thing we just integrated picture-in-picture Facebook on Facebook, which is a brand new capability that we put into play.
How does that? What is picture on picture?
So like if I'm live and I invite you to go live with me, you'll come live in a picture on the side while I'm live,
Wow.
and you can see it on the other side. There's like picture-in-picture.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you're somewhere playing and I want you to come in live into the studio and you're somewhere and I invite you, just say okay, and then we're going to have you on the big screen, picture-in-picture. So we've got that capability too.
Okay.
What you're listening to is Greg Goodloe, Violet Blue, off his first CD.
Violet Blue. I miss you, Violet Blue.
This is good stuff. That's why we have the Smoothie Jazz Show, lunchtime edition, here on KUHSdenver.com, 12:32 p.m. in the Mile High city of Denver, Colorado. It's enjoyable to have Mr. Greg Goodloe with me, sitting right next to me. To me, he's famous, and I get to sit next to him. So it's there. Go figure.
Oh, wow.
I get to sit next to all the famous
All the
people.
famous. Hey, I'm going to take that and I'm going to believe God in that.
That's right. See,
That He can make those things come to pass because we can be famous.
you already are. You just don't know it.
Thank you.
It's just you want the fortune.
Yeah, I want to.
You've already got the fame. Now comes the fortune.
That's true. I want to also be able to make a legacy. You know,
Yes.
I just don't want to be. You know, I could choose to just be a cover band.
Oh, no.
Nothing wrong with it because I still play with a few of the Denver groups like Chasing a Dream,
Right.
a few other guys who are cover bands. Nothing wrong with it, cover guys, but I wanted to go outside that box so that I can leave something, somewhat of a legacy, or
And it's
try to
true.
make a legacy of myself.
Just like Steve Watts and Dotsero, they're going to be leaving a legacy. You will see Greg Goodloe leaving a big legacy here in Denver, and all the other ones who aren't giving up, who are just pushing this beautiful music.
Yeah, don't
And-
give up.
And Greg's music is absolutely timeless. You could play this music in 5, 10 years into the future, and it'll still be good.
That's good.
Pop open your wine, sit with your lady. Can you throw on some Greg Goodloe? She'll say.
That's beautiful.
Right?
That's beautiful. Yeah.
You know, I've got another song coming up here. This is Dave Erickson. Have you ever heard of him?
No. Oh,
The
guitar player.
guitar player.
Yeah, I've heard of Dave. Matter of fact, we did the Five Points Jazz Festival. He played the coffee house right before I did.
That's right.
Yeah, I got a chance.
And Dave also cut a CD too.
Okay.
And he's got one in here called Lodo Struck. Kind of fits, you know, what
Yeah, I seen Dave on the smoothjazz.com network.
yeah.
Dave Erickson. Yeah.
And you know, we pushed him. He was doing a CD release down at live at Jack's, and we pushed him a little bit for that one, and just did it gratis because, like I said, you know, we push people here. You know, we help them move along, and you know, you help somebody out and push them along. You know, this becomes a staple, especially KUHS. It's now becoming a big staple as one of the premier media outlets in Denver. Excuse me. And what's nice is a lot of the other outlets are replicating and trying to duplicate. I mean, you can never replicate and never duplicate because the people who are here are doing some incredible things. Like I said, going to the Vatican in Rome and meeting the Pope. One of our other BDJs, Steve Stalzy, had just went to Vegas right after the shootings and did a report from out there, but told him don't cover none of the, you know, where it actually happened. But he went there to show you what, you know, what was going on. He was on vacation. He did some really nice things for us too. So there's been all these different things that happen just for KUHS, and it's really good because that brings us fame. And you know, everybody listens to this show, and not the show, but the whole station, you know, from all over the world. Now, one nice thing about KUHS, and I'll share this with you, is we have a BDJ out in the northern quarter in Europe, and he comes on tonight at 7 p.m. and he does a fabulous job. Mr. Peter Hatton, if you're listening to us, I know you're also 8 hours ahead of time. If you're on checking this out, props go out to you, my friend. You do such a fine job for KUHS, broadcasting all over Europe and back this way, back to KUHS. It's like, can you believe that? It's the way this modern technology has changed things.
I like how you give shout outs to guys overseas and
Yeah.
you remember the people here, man. We appreciate you, Henry.
Yeah, see, and
Shout out to Henry.
and I hope my legacy goes down as damn
Oh,
that
that's
dude's
right.
tripping.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's tripping now.
So we're going to go into this one by Dave Erickson, and you tell me what you think, and we're not going to critique him. We're just going to talk about his great new tune.
Yeah.
Now there you go,
Oh yeah, that's
right behind us. Now, if you're watching, I'm going to zoom in behind us so you can see who's on up there with Greg Goodloe on that screen.
That's big time. That's Big George. Hanging out with George Benson, man. I actually got to play for him.
George Benson in the background here. I mean, look at that. This is who you're compared to. I heard that more than once. I mean, I've heard that about 5, 10 times. Wow. He plays like George. You know, it's like your sound is so incredible. Look at that.
Yeah, I got to hang out with him.
And I made sure to
You
have
know
this.
that after we did that, he started doing that, bringing up other people to play and kind of have that same, kind of made a format for him.
And that's so cool. Look at that. I mean, you captured all this. And this is history, you know, Greg Goodloe. And he's compared to George Benson. And
Oh, that's a big compliment.
there's a lot of things that happen like this too. You know, there's other musicians in Denver. They say, "Man, you sound like so and so," and that's what gives them that lift, that power, that strength. To, oh, do I really? Yeah, it's good.
I learned a lot from George just sitting and talking with him, and you know, like you see in this video, I got a chance to play for him, and he kind of told me some things to do and what not to do.
And what not to do.
Yeah, what not to do. And then when I talked to him when he came here in Copper Mountain, thanks to Becky Taylor, she was able to connect me and him together again.
Wow.
And I got to hang out in his condo with him for about 2 hours.
Jeez.
He just kind of was, I mean, he's always
Chill,
real
laid
comfortable.
back.
And this guy is really chill.
Yeah.
He's one of the nicest guys that you can meet, and he's not high-minded. He's respectful. He's really a nice guy, man.
And that's what you like, you know. Sometimes you'll run into musicians that they are just hot-headed and they just are no fun. It's like,
Yeah, there's a lot of those guys going around, and I pray that I never be like
have to
that.
deal with it. Yeah.
Even that I
Don't
don't
forget
like
me if you're all like up on the main stage. Hey, if I'm waving at you,
Yeah.
who's that? And
Yeah, I've seen guys like that before.
who just
They're
don't even talk to
They
you.
just have their nose stuck up in the air, and it's too bad because it's not really
It
all
doesn't
about
feel
that.
good,
It's
yeah,
not.
because if
I
you
mean,
could always go talk to your fans, you can get close. Sometimes like if you get too big, you can't.
yeah,
You just can't do it. There's too many ladies. There's too many things. There's just
Yeah.
too much around you. You just
you have
can't.
to guard yourself.
Yes,
That's
because
a
you
part of
never
guarding
know.
yourself.
Yeah, you never
But
know.
you still can be friendly to them.
Mhm.
Be as friendly as you can.
Sign
And like
your
you said, yeah,
CDs. And
like you said, you gotta be careful, and
you just don't know. You know, that's the
you
thing.
don't know. Yeah, because Michael Jackson was always like that. He was kind of scared
Of his fans.
of his fans because that's how John Lennon got killed by a crazy fan,
Isn't that
so-called
wild?
fan. Selena,
Selena,
she
yes.
got killed by some crazy people. It's just a different world. Right?
Yes,
That's all I can say.
that's what I say too. You know, they say it's still the safest world ever. It's just that now we have the social media, we have news, and there's just so many people. That's why so many things can go.
So much communication
Yeah,
is
quickly.
going that we can see quickly.
Yeah.
And in fact, we can read a book that we could never find right on
Right. Yes.
on the computer. On the phone.
Yeah, and they call them phones, but I'm calling them computers now because they're not a phone. They're a computer with phone capability.
Telecommunications.
And they were talking about new cars that they're so disruptive too because they have all the high technology in their screens that you can get, sidetracked looking at your screen on your car and it can make you cause an accident. So don't drink and drive. You'll have a cop as a chaser. Going back to the radio part. Dave Erickson, Lodo Strut. What'd you think of that?
Man, David's killing that guitar.
Isn't he? Jeez, I like that song, and a lot of people request that one, Lodo Strut. I've got a few others that I was playing of his, but they keep saying, "Do you have Lodo Strut?" So I go with what people ask me to play. Yours keeps out. You must be promoting it or something. That one song, because maybe social media is bringing it, or it's just all over the place. So if I see that, I push it up in there, and I always play it.
That's great.
And then I even make posters that depict all the locals that are around town, and post it up.
So Dave must have been in Lodos just strutting around.
Yeah.
Dave, if you're listening, man, were you in Lodos strutting around?
He
Let
was.
us know.
It's just a Lodo strut, you just
Chilling out in Lodo.
say, hey, that'd be a good song that I can crank out.
But that's all Colorado, man. That's cool. That's beautiful. That he's representing.
I have another artist. He comes out of Japan. He came to the States, and he gets a lot of big name artists to sing and jam with him. His name is Yu Oku.
Yu Oku.
Yu Oku.
Wow. Yu Oku.
And so we get a lot of the variables that come into the studio, sending the music in. And Yu Oku, I love playing his music, and we're going to play some of his music next. This one I really like. It's called Vegas Drive. It's a up-tempo, high-end type of jam. It's pretty good. You tell me what you think.
Okay.
And he plays with Barbara, I forgot what her name is, Barbara Wilson. A lot of famous people.
Barbara Streisand?
No, Barbara Wilson. I forgot. There's a lot of famous people. I just can't remember all their names. It's just so many that he plays with. But he always is out there putting out some really good stuff. And this one you'll like. I know you'll like this one. This is up-tempo, high-energy type of thing. Yu Oku, if you're listening, this is dedicated to you, and then we'll give it some discussion while it's playing.
It's called Vegas Drive. Huh?
What do you think of that one?
Sounds good.
And so he's got some good chops. He's got some good angles. This one is always being requested. He's got several others that he's put out there, and those are all also requested. But he is driving hard.
Yeah.
And he's played with some big name artists too. So he's been around a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of the things to try to be able to play with, those people who are already famous, and kind of get a feel on how it is to be in their position or to be around that type of music whatever they're doing. I remember playing with Ben Jenkins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I remember Ben when he wasn't really as big as he is now.
Wow.
And he's always been as good. He just didn't get the recognition. Now he has recognition. He has a couple Grammys, Stellar Awards, and all that.
Now, I know you dream of that. Walking up on stage and getting a Grammy Award.
Man, I was just doing that yesterday.
Practicing.
Practicing. I got a picture that I took. I'm like, I'm already thinking what I'm going to say at the Grammys.
But you know what, Greg? You think it. You know, as you call out to the universe, that happens.
Yeah, I believe that.
You call it enough.
I believe
you call it in.
I even took a picture.
I want to be there if you get to do that.
Hey,
you invite me now.
Okay.
Oh, good.
There's a picture that I took, and there was this big megaphone behind me, like, and the photographer who is Jamie. She's a great photographer. She was taking the picture. She's like, "You gotta move this. We're gonna move this thing." I was like, "No, don't move that. I want a picture with it. It's like a gramophone, like the Grammys." So every time I look at that picture, it reminds me of where I want to go, what I want to do.
And it makes it feel. I mean, you bring it in, and that's the thing that, Greg. This can happen to any one of the artists here in Denver, and you're right in line.
Well, who would have known that even Larry Gunn,
See, this
7-time Grammy Award winner, inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Now he's inducted into the Colorado Hall of Fame. They're coming to Denver, and that's the 28th of this month. We're going to try to cover that for you, so stay tuned to KUHSdenver.com. I can't state that we're going to be there until I lock it up. Then you'll see us blast.
So that means we're going to call you, Larry.
That's right. And I got to do an interview with Larry. It was one of the first interviews we did. I took one of the DJs out here to let him try to do an interview. And I says, if you can't hang, drop your eyes and I'll jump in. He dropped his eyes like 10 seconds into the interview. But we still got it.
Larry's a good dude, man. He's a good friend of mine. Yeah. I communicate with him as often as I can. Funny guy, man. He's always a jokester. And I'll be happy to see him, man, when he comes here. And him and Philip getting to Colorado Hall of Fame, man. I heard Diane Reeves is going to be there too.
Oh, that's going to be really nice. If she does, that's going to be really, really nice.
And you guys might get a little performance from him too.
That'd be nice. If that all goes down, don't forget, we will be there. We're just trying to negotiate the terms if we can get in there. Some people like us in there, some people don't. Because we do have some new equipment, like I said. We do have a little tiny crane that's made out of some really high-tech material. It's thin, but it puts the maple up high and it'll take it up close and everything. It's just incredible equipment that we have now. And we're using it, because everywhere we're going, it's like, okay, we're stepping up the game. Okay? Stepping up the game. So we're coming up with some good.
I got a song called "Step Up the Game" on my new CD.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it then. I'm gonna use it as our.
Step up the game.
Yeah. And that's up. This is Vegas Drive by you, Oku, and this goes out to you, Oku. Beautiful song. Beautiful song. I love this song. Vegas Drive. You like those chops?
Yeah.
Jesus. And I thought I wanted you to hear this so you can hear what's going on from Japan all the way back to the United States. He's here in the U.S. though, but he's pushing the envelope.
Yeah, it's amazing how guitar players even would do that
in your face,
different style. They go to different styles. They have to play rock guitar,
24/7,
smooth jazz guitar, funk guitar.
Oh, nice. That's some good stuff there. I've got all kinds of stuff to play. We're coming up on the 1 o'clock hour, and it doesn't seem like it's been an hour here spending time with Greg Goodloe, and I know you enjoyed it because Greg always has a lot to offer. He brings everything and just puts it right out there. And right behind you can see Greg. He's doing lots of different stuff. As we speak to Greg, we always have stuff behind us about the artist, and like Greg is probably, he says, really,
I didn't know that's stargazers. I got on my little leather pants.
And we make sure and put everything about Greg inside the studio. We've been changing up, like he said. Boy, the studio has changed, a lot of upgrades. Tons of upgrades, and so
it's good in here, man. From the first time, and you changed the Wall of Fame too.
That's right. The
Because I
wall.
used to just sign the wall. Now you got something to sign it
Yeah,
on.
it's all.
So what happened to my name?
It's still up there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's still up
Okay.
there. That's right. It's all.
Because I
It's
seen
on
the
all
new
acrylic.
paint. I seen the new paint and everything. I hope I didn't get painted over.
No, no, definitely not. And there's been so many people in here. I mean, we've had everybody in here. It's like incredible. From the singer of Santana to, I mean, you name them,
Wow.
they've been in here. It's like, it's just like, I can't believe what's gone on for us.
That's beautiful, man.
In only 3 years, but like I said, we're 14 years old with the technology and doing this, but it didn't fly back then because we didn't have high-speed technology like we do nowadays. It was 256K DSL, they used to call it.
Okay.
Now it's serious high
Well, you
speed.
probably can take that 14 years before that because you've always been in the music scene.
Yeah, 43 years.
Promoting
Yes,
music. And,
43 years doing this.
man, I've heard of you when I was a kid, man.
And yeah, that's funny you say that. I heard of you when I was a kid.
Yeah, because you've been on the scene for
Mhm.
a while, man.
A
You
long,
were,
long
you were
time.
here like when I think the group Zodiac Band.
That's right,
And you know
all of them.
all those
We used to
groups,
promote 'em.
Electric Black,
That's right.
Saucity.
And he was talking to me the other day. I forgot what his name is.
Alpha?
Tyrone.
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 Okay.
I don't know if he was from Electric Black or not.
Okay.
But Tyrone, he was hitting me up the other day, and everybody still hits me up. It's really nice to be able to touch base with everybody who we've touched base with before. And back then, even I even have pictures up on the Facebook page with Gloria Stefan before she got started, and then now that she's still around. I don't know if you knew, she was a backup singer to their first singer.
Okay.
And the first singer was all into herself, big-headed.
And what was that? Miami Sound Machine?
That's the Miami Sound Machine.
Yeah, wow.
And she walked off, and then their keyboard player walked off, and they went hunting here in Denver for a keyboard player, found him in Boulder, the baddest keyboard player in all the land. And he jumped in there, and they had Gloria step forward.
Wow.
And the rest is history. And that was done here in Denver
Wow.
at our event.
Wow.
It's like, it was like, oh,
So
no.
I'm in good hands right now.
Yeah. And then you remember
Rub
the band,
shoulders.
the band Sun, Compunction,
Sun,
when
Compunction,
Compunction when they were young, everybody used to come around. So I still say hello to everybody. It's like, it's really nice.
That's beautiful, man.
It's and then the band Tierra.
Yeah.
Okay, now one of their singers has stepped forward and started a group called DW3.
Oh, that's who DW3
That's
is?
who DW3 is.
Okay, because they're on the smooth jazz chart.
That's right, and they're on fire.
Yeah.
And I've got a song for you I'm going to play. And I want to play a different one beside this one that I have up here. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this going. We'll keep talking while I find that song and pull down DW3 real quick and let you listen to that one. DW3 is just absolutely on fire, and they're a great band, and they've gone to jazz, which is incredible to be able to hear that kind of stuff now. And so let's see if I can't find DW3 here. And Greg, you have plans for making some more CDs or anything?
Right now, I'm kind of just floating on the CD that's out now. I'll get together with the promoters and find out if there's going to be another song off that album that we're going to promote. And I am always in the studio trying to come up with the right sound and whatever I can produce and make. And, just continue playing. I play all over Colorado. Play with various other guys, to kind of keep my chops up too.
You're so humble when you say, keep my chops up. Your chops are on fire. Just like you see behind us, and I don't know if you were playing with that group there, but this is part of the playlist that I was pulling up on you.
Oh, that's with Asia.
Yeah.
And I got to be her music director when she came here.
Yes, and I see all this cool stuff, and we were playing it for you so that you know what Greg Goodloe is all about. So we're going to play some DW3, and this is off of their new album, brand new. And I interviewed them, so of course they remember me. Like I tell you, I know a lot of people. I keep it on the down low.
Yeah. That reminds me of Jeff Lorber a little bit right there. See, I like that groove.
It's a sweet group. Now watch, they got vocals in on it
Oh,
too.
do they?
So they kind of switched it up a little bit, and that's what's got them flying up. I mean, they're flying up the charts with this sound. It's a really good, nice, smooth jazz sound. They were at the San Diego Jazz Festival, DW3, and they were trying to invite me out there. I said, I can't fly out there fast enough, but I do fly around quickly at night and come right back that same night. I do a lot of things as fast as I can. That one I couldn't make.
That would have been great, man.
Isn't that a nice?
Take that red eye flight.
Yeah, that's what you do. It's on a small jet, but they're just deadheading over there, and you can just jump on. It's non-commercial. They're parked right up the street here. There's corporate jets that just gonna deadhead out here. You just gotta go jump on. I just don't like to get on those ones because the pilot's crazy. They're crazy. So it's like, DW3, what do you think?
Man, it's great. They got the sound, man. They got the smooth jazz sound, the R&B going together. Real Downing sound singing. Yeah, it seems like they're trying to appeal to a broader audience.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes what happens with smooth jazz, you get a lot of instrumental. But even the new smooth jazz, they're starting to add
all the,
you know, sing
vocals and stuff. Dotsero did that over at Soil Dove with, I forgot the gal's name. She's a popular gal here in town. I've been meaning to get her in here, but I just haven't been able to get her in touch with her. But Dotsero added the vocals on there. Yeah. And they did the background and all that good rhythm section component, and then she came up and just sang up front.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We're even doing that with our groups. We'll be playing the Catfish Haven next Friday. It's out in Montbello, off Tower Road. We'll be there free, so you guys come on down. We added a vocalist, Debbie Gals. You
know what I thought was funny when you called it the Chitlin Circuit. And you know what I always hear too is the taco circuit or burrito circuit.
Yeah.
Chitlin Circuit. What is it?
Yeah,
come on, you
all know what the Chitlin Circuit is. Yeah. I don't think you don't know.
Yeah.
That's all the clubs in the hood.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny you saying this. Like I relate to Greg. You know, it's like they used to call it the taco circuit, the burrito circuit.
Yeah.
Are you playing the ski circuit? You know, it's like up in the mountains. You just play all the ski circuits.
I'm trying to get to the caviar circuit right now. Don't
Greg,
know what it is yet.
But Greg, let me tell you, there's a lot of jazz clubs all over the nation. New York is popular for that. You get New York, and it's just a matter of time because we do have the Bronx here. We're going to say hello to everybody if you want to. I'm going to refresh this and just let you know how many people are listening in from all over the freaking world. It's like Nigeria, Munich, Germany,
I've been there.
Veneto, Lancashire, Bursa, Ontario, Canada, Broomfield, Colorado, of course, Serbia. Now, if we go to this side, you'll see tons of people logging in from Texas, Arvada, Aurora, San Francisco, Albuquerque, Denver, Broomfield. So the international one is nice to look at too because we know internationally we can sell Greg Goodloe's music all over the world. If you haven't heard of Greg Goodloe now, you're going to hear him by getting his album. Look at that beautiful album. Look at that beautiful album. The color is nice.
Yeah, I had somebody in Chicago do that CD layout. It's pretty cool.
It's nice stuff. And so we're coming to a conclusion now of the Smoothie Jazz Show. I mean, it seems like we were just starting to have some fun. We were just kicking in. I mean, we just barely put it in second gear. Now you're making us go. Smoothie Jazz Show concludes at 1 o'clock. I'm glad you got to join us. Here with Greg Goodloe. Greg, you have any final...
Just, you guys come out to the Catfish Haven next Friday. Next Saturday, Next Saturday in Montbello on Tower Road. Make sure that you grab a copy of my new CD, Getting It. It's on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon.com. You can visit me on www.gregorygoodloe.com. You can hit me on Facebook, man, and just be my Facebook friend, Instagram. Jump on Twitter, give me a holler.
And this one more time, let us know at the Catfish when we patched into the audio portion, which is the radio. You we're diminished on where it's going to be at. Give us one more round of where that's going to be.
Yeah, let me, cause sometimes I don't know where I'm at, cause after I leave here, I'm gonna play a nursing home. Yeah, I even go out there
The one I
because,
stay at, right?
no, actually I'll be at Summit Nursing Home.
Now here,
Uh,
look behind you. This is a good one here. I like this one here.
yeah, man.
You're playing with
That's
Tony
Tony.
Exum and
Woolfolk.
Daryl Wilfolks. Look at that.
And then there's,
Let me patch into real close to that and see if we can get a close up on that for you. On the, we'll patch in real close and tell us what you think there and see what you, and then we'll patch back out.
yeah, that stage was thumping that night, man.
Yeah, just on
I'm
fire
telling you,
kind of
It
stuff.
was like crazy. It's like if you can't play, don't get on that stage.
You know, that's the truth. Yeah.
That stage was smoking that
If
night.
you can't play, don't get on it.
Yeah,
Just
don't
just
get
don't
on
even
it.
try to
Yeah, just-
pretend like you can play.
Yeah.
Look who's up there.
Well, it was just one of those nights, man, that it was on fire and everybody brought their A game.
Look at who's
You
up
know.
there though.
Yeah.
It's all the top people in
Yeah.
town. Look at that.
Daryl
Judas,
Woolfolk, who plays with Gladys Knight, and Tony Exum,
Gregory Goodloe.
Gregory Goodloe, and that's what's his name on bass?
Man, he's on fire too.
Jerome Adams.
Yes, and then on the keys.
I think
You missed your keys. You can't. There's
I think
the
that's
video was
Dewey.
missing your
Not Dewey.
keys.
That's Butch Ford.
Oh, Butch
Butch
Ford is
Ford.
on. Yeah, he's a monster. Yeah, Butch Ford is a monster. He plays with Andy Stokes all the
Yeah.
time. Andy Stokes is really doing good. We've had Andy Stokes brought him to town. And,
Andy out of Seattle, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And so now we're going to flip over to the Denver Takeover show. So it's been nice talking to you all. Go ahead and let us know. Go ahead. And,
I wanted to mention that. Yeah, we'll be there next Saturday, November 26th at 6:30 at the Catfish Haven. It's in Mount Bello. Green Valley Ranch. It's like 4650 Tower Road in Denver. So you guys make sure you come down to see Gregory Goodloe and the Light Years Ahead band, and we'll have vocalist Debbie Giles there.
I really like that name, Light Years Ahead.
I got that from Chick Corea.
Did you really?
Yeah, he had a song called Light Years Ahead.
I
And
like
then
that.
I wanted to be like Earth, Wind, and I always wanted to be like Earth,
The way
Wind,
they
and Fire.
did their
Earth,
thing.
Wind, and Fire, Light Years Ahead.
Mhm.
Have those.
I like that, yeah. So here you have it. I'm glad you got to join us here on KUHSdenver.com with the Smoothie Jazz Show. Co-hosting the show, Greg Goodloe. Thank you very much for being a part of this
Thank you
show.
for having me.
And I'm going to have more people in here be watching out because now it's setting a trend. We started out with Tony Exum. Now we got Greg Goodloe and all the different jazz players are going to. Also, Steve Watts came and hosted it one day with me too. And there's just not enough time to talk about all there is going on here in Denver. But for the little bit that we offered you, I know you enjoyed. Great Goodloe. So for now, see you later.
Thank you.
In your face, all over the place. We're online 24/7, 24/7.
That's
You're
great.
listening to the hottest internet